Alright, so we will be moving on to section 9.5, and what this is dealing with is comparing different kinds of functions together. So today we're just going to be dealing with linear ones. So there are two ways we can compare linear functions. One of them is by slope, by comparing their slopes together. And then the other way is by their y-intercepts. So, why I have you guys turn to page 661 is because we're going to be doing the check it out problem on there, number 1. So that one says, Dave and Arturo each deposit money into their checking accounts weekly. Your account information for the past several weeks is shown. Compare the accounts by finding and interpreting the slopes and y-intercepts. So Dave is the table, Arturo is the graph. So first things first, if we're going to compare them by their slope, we have to identify what their slope is, right? So for Dave, if we're given a table, how do we find slope from a table? Or what is slope? I should say that again. Rise over run, right? So the rises are change in our y value, our dependent variable, and the run is our change in x. So, using the table for Dave's account, how could we find a change in y's and a change in x's?
Do we have to add 12 to the account balance? Or
You could. We have to find it algebraically. So, if we use, I'm going to pick 2 points on here. We're going to use 0, 30, and 366. So those are the 2 points we're going to use to find the slope of Dave's account. So like I said, or what you guys said, slope is rise over run, change in y over the change in x's. So rise over run. What is the difference between our y values? Or how do we go about finding that difference? You have to subtract. Okay. So where are we subtracting from what? So 66 minus 30, something like that? No? You got it the other way around? Okay, we could do that too. Alright, so 30 minus 66, so like that. 30 minus 66, so that would be upstairs. That's our difference in y. 0 minus 3 on bottom. So what is 30 minus 66? Negative 36. And what's 0 minus 3? Negative 3.
3? I mean 12?
So negative 36 divided by 3 is 12. So we just found our slope. So we could just plug in numbers and all these other things, but what does that slope of 12 represent for Dave's account? If we look at that table, does 12 come up anywhere? No. What's happening to the y values? Are they increasing or decreasing? Increasing. By how much? 12. So, if our slope is 12, what does that mean?
he's getting $12 each week.
He's not getting $12.
It's increasing.
Because what's that first sentence say in the problem? He's depositing $12, so we can say that Dave deposits how much money?
Well,
Dave deposits $12 each week. That's what the slope is representing. Yeah, because if we look at our table, week 0, how much money is in there? Then next week, how much money is in there? So we deposit $12 and it keeps going like that, right? Just keep adding $12, right? So now we're on to Arturo. And Arturo is the one that's represented by the graph, right? So how do we find slope from graphs? How would we go about doing that? Well, just like with Dave, we had 2 points that we found right away, right?
Well, also like the graph.
Yep.
Like the weeks, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mm-hmm.
One would like take week 1, and then you go up and put a line for next to week 2. So that will be like one of our first ones.
Okay, so what Stefan is saying is that if we go straight up from what week did you say?
1.
So if we go to week 1 and go up and meet our graph, what point is that at? 132. So we can have 132 for 1 point.
And then we can go all the way to week 4.
Okay, week 4.
And you go up and then you will get 56.
All right, 456. Does everyone see how Stefan got those 2 points? No? All right, so if we look at that graph and we go to week 1, where does our graph meet during week 1? So we have week 1 right there and we follow it up. Where does it meet our graph? There you go. All right, so we're going to try and find our slope. We got to do our rise over run, right? Changing y over changing x. So how do we do that?
Subtract.
Subtract again. So what goes upstairs?
32 minus 56.
Minus 56. And then
1 minus 4.
1 minus 4. 32 minus 56 is what?
Negative 16.
-16. Does everyone agree with that? Yeah. Okay, 1 minus 3, or 1 minus 4, excuse me. -3.
It's
It will be
because
negative
we need this one.
Malcolm?
That's not right.
It's not? What should it be?
It should be negative 24.
Negative what?
24.
24? 24. Alright, so what's negative 24 divided by negative 3?
8.
8. So that means our slope for Arturo is 8. So what does that really say about the situation?
Each will give a positive 8.
Right, so Arturo deposits $8 each week. Alright, so Between Dave and Arturo, who's saving more money? Dave, why?
Because he deposits, well, and Churro, deposits only
Malcolm?
No.
Oh, okay. Right, so Dave is depositing more money into his bank account. So by how much is he saving? How much more money is he saving than Arturo? $4 each week, right? Alrighty then. Now, the second way we can compare linear functions is by using their y-intercepts. So, what is a y-intercept? Brightman?
when the y crosses the x-axis.
Right, when the y crosses the, oh, no, not the x-axis. The y-axis, right? So this is our y-axis. Let's say our y-intercept is 2. So what ordered pair would this be? 0, 2. We go down here to -2. What's its ordered pair?
0, -2.
So what's our x value for any y-intercept? 0, right? So if we go back to the table for Dave's account, when would, or what would our y-intercept be? 0, 30. Why?
It's the only one there that has 0 for x.
Right, so we have a x value of 0, and then what's paired with that is 30, so we have a y-intercept of 0, 30. And we can tell this because our x value in our table is 0, our y value is 30, so we can just say because it's in the table. All right, now, what does that y-intercept of 0, 30 represent for Dave? Beginning of what?
When we started with.
How much money you started with? Because before he even started depositing money in, he probably had to start out with some, right? So that's what that 0, 30 means. So that means that Dave started with how much money?
30.
$30. That's right. Now, we go over to Arturo.
0 to 4.
How'd you get that?
Then look at the graph. It's when you look at the 0 starting, it's the line is on 24.
Okay, so Shamarky says 0, 24, but I don't see 24 anywhere on there. How do you get that?
Let's go by 8.
Right, the scale of our y is going by 8, even though it's only giving you every second number. So between 16 and 32, he added 8 to 16, and that's where he got that 24. So we can say that because 0, 24, let's rewrite that. 0, 24 is on our graph. All right. So what does that mean for Arturo?
That's the amount when he started.
You're starting.
So we say that Arturo started with $24. $24. All right. So, for your homework, it's
Wait,
gonna.
you're supposed to, I want them to go a little bit further.
Okay.
So, you're comparing here. All we've done is found the information. Let's compare now. Give me some, make some, observations about this, Trey?
Dave started with more money.
Okay, let's write that down. Dave started with more money.
That's comparing.
Pardon?
That's comparing.
Yeah, that's comparing.
So that's.
Yeah, comparing means, so Dave, we're gonna finish with our comparison statements. Dave started with more money.
We could say something that like,
Pardon?
you could say something that they have, like light.
Do they? Do they have something alike? We could
Yeah.
if they do. Do they have
Yeah.
something alike?
They both have starting points.
Well, not, yeah, they both have starting points, I agree with that, but let's, with the information that we found, let's make another observation with the information that we found. So there is something about those starting points, Shamarki, make an observation about those starting points.
They both go up by something, like the first it goes up by a ball, and the second one.
Okay, now that's not what they started with, so we already addressed what they started with, haven't we already said they started with more? Okay, so we've already addressed that, what's another observation we can make then? Okay, who's he? Dave, okay, so we're gonna write Dave deposits more money each week than Arturo. Or we just say Dave deposits more money each week. So we found their slopes. That's the statement we just made. Dave deposits more money each week. That's what we found out when we found their slopes. We found their y-intercepts, and so where the comparison we're making with regards to that is Dave started with more money. We really need to finish with some comparison statements, okay?
All right. Does anyone have any questions? Or we move on to the next thing. So, everyone get out a sheet of loose leaf paper. And then I want you to put down that second part of your assignment, I'll write up here because it's kind of low down there.